Hello. So today it's going to be a very gentle practice, and we're going to be focusing in on that upper body. It's going to be about maybe 20-30 minutes, nice and short, just to get ourselves kind of relaxed, especially if we spend all day sitting down or on our computer or anything like that. We have a lot of tension that builds in the shoulders and maybe even in the hips, so we might even touch those hips too. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Let's start in our child's pose. So in our child's pose, we have the knees open, maybe, or if it feels better to have the knees closed, have them be closed. You can always let a pillow come underneath the bum, underneath or on top of the legs if you'd like. I like to start with my knees wide, so that's what I'm going to suggest, just to make a little bit more space to let that chest, that torso just kind of relax on down. That forehead might rest upon the mat, or maybe you get a pillow and it rests upon that pillow. Nice big inhales and exhales here. And as we're here just for a few breaths, I want you to start to focus in not only on the breath and those inhales and exhales, moving in through the nose, down the throat, the chest, and into the belly. And noticing as it comes out from the belly, chest, throat, and out through the nose. I want you to also maybe set an intention, even though it's a short little practice, setting an intention for the class. Maybe it's something specific, or maybe it's something as simple as just showing up, right? Showing up can sometimes be really hard, especially during this time and age. We just kind of don't feel like it, but having that courage to show up, and even if we fail one time or 1,000 times, we get back up and we try again. So I invite you to maybe have that be your intention, that courage to show up, to try over and over again, to fail 1,000 times, even if you just succeed once. Releasing your intention, whatever way feels most natural. Let's go ahead and walk those hands on over towards the right side, maybe framing that right knee. Try to guide that left arm down towards the mat, and you'll get that stretch underneath that left arm. Let's come back to center. Walk those hands on over towards the left, guiding that right arm down towards the ground. So you're almost pushing that right arm gently down, guiding it down to get that stretch underneath that right arm and underneath that right armpit. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Let's come back to center. Rolling on up into our tabletop. So those hands are underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. That spine is nice and long, crown of the head reaching towards the front of the room. Allow that heart to shine open as that tailbone is reaching up high. Push that ground away, curve the spine. And here as you're curving the spine, I want you to see if you can maybe let that chin come towards the chest so you can get that stretch on that upper part, right? We're pushing that ground away, curving that spine, getting that stretch on that upper part of the spine here. Exhale back into our cow. Push that ground away, curve the spine. Back into our tabletop with that next breath. That left hand stays planted down, right arm is reaching up high. As we exhale, we thread that right arm underneath that left hand. Allow that right side of the head to come down onto the mat. That left hand might reach for the front. Maybe you're up on those fingertips. So it's almost like if maybe you're protecting a cookie or whatever it is you're wanting to protect, or just kind of shielding it, right, up on those fingertips. Breathing into that right shoulder here. Allow the head to be soft. And breathe. With our next breath, we let that left hand come next to the face. We're unthreading that arm, so push that left hand into the mat. Reach that right arm up high. Exhale that right hand on down, back into that tabletop. That right hand is pushing down, that left arm is going to reach up high. Exhale, thread it on through. So coming down now onto that left side of the head, as that right hand reaches forward. Again, up on those fingertips. Breathing into the shoulder. Allow the head to soften. Maybe the face softens. Very good. All right, that next breath, we bring that right hand back in, next close towards the face. Unthread that arm, reach that left arm up high. Exhale that left hand on down. Back into that tabletop. We're tucking those toes under, pushing with those hands to lift those hips up towards the sky. Downward facing dog. I want you to pedal out the feet, finding some movement on that whole back side of the body. Feel the strength in the body here. Embracing that strength, that courage. Know you are strong. Know you are brave. Bend those knees. Start walking those feet up towards the top of the mat. Making your way into a forward fold. You can have a big bend in the knees. Those hands might reach down towards the bottom. They might be up a little high. It's okay. Again, whether you have that big bend in the knees or they're a little straighter, doesn't matter. I just want you to let that torso relax on over. Maybe grab a hold of opposite elbows and just let yourself shake a little side to side. Maybe shaking the head yes, shaking it no even. All right, release that. Come up halfway, create that number 7. So that spine is nice and long, crown of the head is reaching up or reaching forward. Exhale, relax on over. Inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up high. As we exhale, we bring those hands down to heart center. We're gonna find the strength now in that right leg. That right leg is nice and strong. That left foot is becoming nice and light. Let's step it on back into our crescent lunge. So our crescent lunge, we have a bend in that right knee. That left heel is lifted. Just trying to straighten that left leg on out so we can get that stretch in the front of that left hip flexor. Those hands are starting at heart center, and then they're gonna reach on up high. So depending on that shoulder mobility or whatever feels best for the shoulders, the arms might be open kind of wide, and that's okay. Or they might be a little closer. What we don't want to do or don't want to have happen is have the shoulders kind of attached to the ears. We want to find that space, right? Nice big inhales and exhales here. Allow the hands to fall on down. Interlacing those hands behind the back. We're going to seal that foot down at an angle just to keep us grounded. Keep that bend in that right knee. If you need to find a shorter stance, bring that left foot on in. Allow that heart to open as you bring those fists down the leg, allowing that heart to shine open. Feel that courage. Know you are courage for showing up, for trying time and time again. Exhale, humble inside of that right leg. So you're bringing that whole torso inside of that right leg. If this is a little too much for the arms or the hands, maybe you just grab a hold of the hands, just like your hand shaking, and kind of reach them still towards the sky, keeping that right shoulder inside of that right leg. Breathe. Inhale, lifting with that chest, come back up. Release that bind, shake those arms on out. Inhale those arms up overhead. As we exhale, the right toes are facing the long side of the mat, and the left toes are kind of lifting a little bit, or that left heel will lift a little bit so we can face the long side of the mat. Those arms are reaching up high. As we exhale, bend those knees, open up those arms. So we're kind of in this like sumo warrior. It's the goddess, right? Whether you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. You're strong here in this goddess. This is a very strong pose, working on those legs, working on those arms. Now I want you to let that right arm come on top of the left. Okay, and maybe the hands meet just like that, right? maybe that left arm still snakes around, finding that palm of that right hand. Or if this is a little too much, you can grab a hold of opposite shoulders. So that right arm is still stacked upon the left, but that right hand is reaching for that left shoulder, that left hand is on that right shoulder, okay? If you're in the eagle arms though, that full variation, I want you to squeeze those arms together. As we inhale, we lift up. And as we exhale, we sit back down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Straighten up those legs, heel to the feet together. Keep those hands just as they are. Strengthen that left leg, nice and strong, nice and sturdy. That right foot becomes nice and light. I want you to wrap that right leg around the left. So the toes might wrap all the way around. They might not. It's okay. If they don't wrap around, I want you to just let those right toes kind of come down onto the mat, bend the knees. Okay? Same thing still happening. We're squeezing those thighs together. We're squeezing those arms together, getting all that lymphatic system working, rinsing everything out. Nice big inhales and exhales. All right, let's release it. Shake it all out. Very good. Let's face the top of the mat once more. So now we're gonna have that strength on that left leg. It's nice and strong, nice and sturdy. Left foot becoming nice and light. Let's step it on back. Crescent lunge. See if you can straighten that right leg. Keep that bend in that left knee. That right heel is lifted. Inhale those arms up. Exhale those hands on down. Interlace the fingers. Now maybe the opposite thumb is on top, or if it's a little too much, again, maybe you kind of hold onto each hand and just let that heart open. We're opening up that heart, opening up that chest. And as we exhale, we're humbling inside of that left leg. So things get a little tricky here, right? We're kind of playing with balance. Maybe that right foot seals down to keep ourselves a little bit more grounded. Breathe. All right, let's release those hands, lifting on up. And as we open out, we're facing the long side of the mat. Bend the knees, open up those arms. So we're back in that goddess squat, facing the opposite side of the mat. This time that left arm is coming on top of the right. And we maybe grab hands, palms, shoulders, whatever works for you. Squeezing on in. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Inhale, lift up. Straighten those legs. Exhale, sit it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, sit it down. Two more. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, sit it down. One more. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Breathe. Straighten up those legs. Heel toe the feet together. Good. Strengthen that left leg. Right leg. Nope. Strengthen that right leg. Left foot is becoming nice and light. Wrapping that leg on around. So again, maybe those toes touch down. See if you can bend those knees. Bring those hips down. Nice big inhales and exhales. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Gently release it. Wiggle everything out. Very good. All right. Let's make our way down onto our bum. So whether you kind of just sit down, that's okay. Whether you open up the legs, find some space and bring the hips down into a yogi squat. See how you get down onto the bum, whether you need to spend some time with the hips or not, but eventually making your way down onto your bum. And we're gonna cross that right ankle above that left knee. And just let that right foot come on down as that right knee lifts on up. I want you to just see how this feels. Breathing into that right hip. Come back to center. Uncross the legs. Left ankle crossing above that right knee. Let them fall to the left, or excuse me, to the right. That left knee is up, that spine is long. Come back to center. Undo the legs. Let's swing those legs around. Come onto the belly. So we're on our belly. Those forearms are coming down right in front of us, nice and parallel. And I want you to push the forearms into the mat. So as you see, as I push the forearms into the mat, it engages my shoulders, right? I'm kind of slouching here, engaging my shoulders, finding that space in between the neck. The spine is kind of a little bit of a back bend there. I'm on the tops of my feet. Everything is nice and light, very regal. Maybe you tuck that chin in just a hair. Start finding a little bit of movement side to side so you can get that neck release. Take your time, no rush. If you want to add a little bit more, you might bend the right knee up, bring that gaze back up, take a peek on over that right shoulder, and then you'll switch, bring that gaze back to center, bring that right leg down, left knee lifts, take a peek over that left shoulder. You might find this a few times, side to side. Or if you liked that chin tuck, maybe you stay there for a little bit. All right, let's release all of that. Come down onto the belly. And just breathe. Let the hands come underneath the shoulders. We're going to push on up and let the hips go on back, child's pose. Or actually, we're not going to go on child's pose. We're going to let ourselves come into tabletop. Let's do this real quick. Tabletop. And then let the hands come a hand prep forward. All right? Just a hand prep forward. So we're kind of in this long tabletop. I want you to bring those forearms down. So just like what we were doing in pyramid, this might be an option you take, whether your head is on a block or not, but those hips are reaching up towards the sky. This is our modified puppy pose. If you feel like you still have a little bit more space and you're kind of wanting to try, and remember, maybe you try and you fail and it's okay. You're doing what feels best for your body, and we all change every day, every moment. So we can't expect our practice to ever be the same, and that's the beauty of it. So if you're wanting to maybe try that full version of puppy, go ahead and straighten those arms and allow that heart to kind of melt on down. That forehead is going to rest down on the mat or maybe a pillow. You're still getting a stretch on that upper body either way. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Push into the mat, lift ourselves up. Hands are coming back underneath the shoulders. Swing those legs on around. Go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. And in this comfortable seated position, I want you to let that right hand come forward towards me, maybe if you're facing me, if not towards the front of the room. And just let that left hand kind of bring down those fingers so that palm is really pushing towards the front. Get a little stretch here. Good. Release it. Now it's like you're saying hi. Bring those fingers back. Very good. Okay, other side. So again, it's like you have that palm down. Right hand is reaching inside. Left heel of the hand is pushing towards me. Breathe. Release. Say hi. Grab those fingers. Bring them back. Great job. Breathe. Release. Wiggle everything out. All right, so if you want, you can stay here in a comfortable seated position just for a few, or if you prefer to make your way onto your back, go ahead and extend those legs on out. Make your way on back, allowing that body to relax on down if you're laying down in your Shavasana. So you can find the Shavasana in two different ways, right? That seated position or this position down on your back. This position on the back feels really nice. If you even have pillows that you can put underneath you. You can maybe put 2 pillows or 1 pillow underneath the back to kind of lift that heart up just like this. And it'll feel nice bringing those shoulders down towards the earth. Come back to those inhales and those exhales. And notice here as you settle that courage maybe makes an entrance once more. It was there with us throughout our practice and it's still there. Feel that courage in the heart. That courage it takes to show up. The courage it takes to find stillness. Please feel free to stay here as long as you need, whether it's a minute, 2 minutes, or 10. Pausing the video if needed, so you can take that time. Then when you're ready, maybe you take a big body stretch, bringing awareness into the body, into the breath, those inhales and exhales, allowing yourself to move slowly, just waking up. And then eventually letting the knees come into the chest, giving yourself one last big hug, thanking yourself for showing up no matter what today looked like. Allow yourself to fall on over either to the right or the left side, softly and gently. Taking a few moments here in this position of rebirth to come back to the breath, come back to that intention. And remembering, as long as there's breath in the body, you can always begin again. Gently pushing ourselves up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed or soft. Allow the hands to come to heart center as we bow our head in gratitude. Grateful for this day, for this breath, for this beautiful life that we're given. Thank you for sharing your practice with me, and I hope your shoulders and maybe even your hips a little bit feel some ease and you release some of that tension. The light, the love, and the spirit in me humbly bows to the light, the love, and the spirit in you. Namaste. Till next time, friends, I hope you have a wonderful day.